Zoom. Camera A. Zoom. Mountain. I guess that'd be okay. Alright, I think this looks better. Also, there's no more of that noise, which is good. I really didn't like the noise. Okay. Camera A. Good evening, chili dogs. What you focus on? Gross. Don't forget. Feed them horses. Let's get into it, guys. We're going to be doing a panel today. Panels, not fun, but I also got to do a lot of other stuff than just like throwing, so it's healthy. See you guys over there in a second. Ka-chow. Alrighty, here we go. Here we go. We're doing our thing here. We're doing our thing. Alrighty. Oh, hey, bro. Right now we're just getting rid of all that canvas texture. We hate that canvas texture. So I want it gone. I want it gone. Get rid of it. Gone. Well, one of the finished frames is too, I can't touch it, it's too dry, and so I actually think I might have to destroy it because it's just going to break in the car when I move it, so I already know that's going to happen, and then the other two are just way too wet for me to do that. I think I have like a YouTube short. I think that one was posted recently of some of them. So if you want to show them what the panels look like. Sunday. Thank you. I watched your Game Boy Advance cartridge throwing, like unconventional tool thing for that clay club. That was pretty cool. He literally took video games and clay and said, you know what? These things belong together. It's so cool. Thanks, I had fun with it. You should join our club. I'm sure you'd come up with some super clever stuff. You guys have done 4 of them now, right? I think it would be pretty cool. I just can't. I feel like I already struggled to like keep up with my own content. If I tried to like do more, like, I don't know, I just think it'd be too much. But thank you. I enjoy watching this stuff. I glazed a whole bunch of things, so I've just been making videos of all my glazed cups and stuff. I've been posting more on Instagram lately. I think I posted a couple of the glazed videos on YouTube though, but I've been trying to post a lot more. Yeah, I think I gotta do a little bit better of a job. I think I gotta do the explanation videos while I'm on the while I'm like on my green screen. So then there's like a little mini me. I gotta do that, or I gotta do like, you know, when you talk to like a character in a video game, and then they're like, hold on, they go like this. And then there's like a little box with their head in that box, and it's just like, and it's like the text, and their mouth again is over here just like, or like if they're angry, they'll be like, you know, like that sort of thing. I think that would evolve the content a little bit, but. And I already struggle to like shoot the like do the recording of it with me having a mouse in my hand. I can't even imagine trying to do it with something else and try to present. I don't know, it'd just be it's a lot. I gotta practice it though. I think that's really where that style of video should head. I mean, I got 160 of them I have to get through. I've done 13 of them so far, so I got a long road of random stuff I have to do now. I don't really want to do it. I should just have this over here. I don't really even like how this is turning out. But I was going to do one that was a little bit more narrative based, but the pieces aren't ready yet. So I have 2 more of these I have to finish anyway. So I'm just like, I might as well just go at it right now. And just slop one together. Yeah, I like the squiggles themselves, but they're too linear. They're not very loose here. Like if you look at this, do you see how they're just kind of in lines, like straight lines, and they're just activating themselves, right? Like they're not creating something. They're just existing as singular parts. And I don't think the looseness is being conveyed. It looks super stiff right now as well, which they're not bad things. It's just things I'm noticing about it that I'm not a big fan of at this point or at this stage, right? Like when I think about these squiggles, at least recently, I like when they're loose. I like when they are chaotic and create something out of the chaos of them. And then the squiggle itself is the uniformity, right? Where the way the squiggle presents itself on here, like the line that it creates, it's just too stiff. That's my kind of thought process on that right now. But we'll see. think I'm gonna quit with this one. I'm done with this one. And then we'll wait, and then we'll put handles on it. I know it's kind of simple, but what I learned so far is that if I made one that was too busy, I made one that's narrative, I made one that was scrap, right? Let's make one with smaller amounts, but intentional purpose for them, and then have a background, and then do the nice handles on the outside. So then, you know, you can really kind of pick out the shapes from afar. But here we go. Zoom. Camera A. Man, I wish you guys could kind of see this a little bit better. Oh God, it's gonna make me sick to my stomach. Don't fall. Oh, he's already freaking... If you guys saw, he's on like a 45-degree angle. Hey, not 45, but he's definitely slanted. Look at that. Right? Maybe we gotta put something behind this, and then we can talk about it. Okay. Good? Ka-chow. Good? That's a little bit too high. I want to get down a little bit. Ka-chow. Good? Good? Evening, chili dogs. Here we have a panel. And this panel has flowers on it. It's a pretty simple panel. I think what I wanted to focus on with this panel series here, or at least this one, is I wanted it to be smaller amount of squiggles. I overloaded one with squiggles and I like how that turned out, but I wanted to simplify the amount of squiggles, use less, and really allow there to be more background, right? Because the background is going to be where I'm going to pool glaze. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's not done yet. I still got to do the handle braiding frame for it, and then after that we'll call it a day with this one. But anyway, guys, thank you. Good job. I like it, right? I think it's cool. I think it's cool. My handles are still pretty wet. Okay. I guess we literally just gotta lay it down flat and then just grab the other one and start. Okay. So this next one is going to be weird. I'm actually a little bit nervous about it, but we're still going to push forward with it. I don't think it's going to fit on this here, so that's going to be a problem. I think after this, then I don't have any more. Let's see the bottom. I think I have. There's one more. I just don't know where it's at. Oh well, who cares? It's not really important. Okay. Alrighty. This one is going to be our the second largest one. So I kind of want to get rid of these. I won't be doing any of these big ones. Again, I think I'm going to do just more series of the smaller ones. I don't know if this is going to work, actually. Oh well. We're just going to go for it here. It's like looking at a flower under a microscope and seeing the cells also look like flowers. That's a really good way to explain it. I agree with you on that. And the reason why I like doing like a cylinder and turning it into a slab is I can lift it by putting things on the inside, so I can hide things in here. And then also, if I need to push down to compress that on there, then all my fingertips aren't, I can like smooth that out on the top. Instead of when I push hard, it leaves that fingerprint. Now you don't see that. Is that gonna make sense? Why I did that? I don't know if you guys even noticed what I was doing there, but I should have been talking through it. Okay, so now we're gonna do the. Okay, so kind of get two of these. I want these to be a handle, you know, like I want them to be a handle still. So I'm not gonna like alter, like I want it to feel like pottery. You know, it needs to feel like pottery. Like why use pottery processes and then not highlight them, you know? I feel like sometimes pottery is trying to be other mediums too much, right? So let it be pottery. I guess I should say clay, not just pottery, but put this one on there. Up here. I want to get some more stability underneath this because I think if I had one vessel on this ledge, I think that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so there we go. So now we have a little platform for my vessels to sit on the panel, right? Panels don't just have to activate a vertical space. They can activate that horizontal space too, with little additions of platforms, you know. Whenever something like this, I always think of like a video game platformer, right? Like the way that you look at it is a 2D side scroller. Hi, I'm Benny. I used to be one of your students. I love Gorilla Tag. Yeah, I saw your thing. I subscribed to you. I hope you're doing well, yo. You've been posting a lot. It's been 3 weeks of you posting a bunch. That's pretty cool. Yes, of course, yo. There we go. Alright, so I gotta get... So I made some of these little vessels, right? So imagine... Yeah. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm thinking about. You guys kind of see what I mean? Right? I think this will be cool. I like this idea, to be honest. You know what I say? Let's start just getting these on there, you know? Not gonna mess around too more. I feel like this large one, it either needs to be on the side or right here on this like little overhang. Like part of me likes the drama that has there, you know? Scratching to the side here. But how cool is that we're presenting vessels like this, you know? I know. He gave me all those things. Thank you. And we did make I do remember the camel. That was pretty cool. It's like a reminder that we always used to make this, the piece. Yeah, I think you're right. Um, and I don't know, like, there's this game called Elden Ring, and in this game, after you beat the first boss, right? It's like Godric the Golden is his name. After you beat him, you go into his little throne quarters or his throne room. And let me tell you, when you're in there, the throne room has such a I'm gonna wait a little bit more for this to get hardened up. But it has so much pottery in it, right? And so I was like, well, I kind of like the idea of a room full of pottery. And last year, I mean, you guys saw that a lot when I was making. Like, I just have pots all around me. And so I think this is a little bit of a, um, like making my own little throne room of these vessels, you know. This one fell and broke. I kind of like a fallen one too. That kind of looks nice. We'll just keep going. Alright. I really like the fallen one next to it, actually. I knew I'd make use of it when I was making it yesterday. You guys can't see. Look at that. I think this one's pretty cool. Alright, here we go. Okay. I have an idea too what I can do with some of them. Okay, well, let's just cover this up for now. Because right now we're just getting all the vessels in order here. Man, okay. I think this looks kind of good. We'll tilt it over just a tad. Or we'll have it maybe tilted outwards. I think outwards is better. Okay, again, scratch. Alrighty, here we go. I'm gonna tilt this over. Yeah, I wanted it to be this way. I'm gonna smooth this out on this back part. There we go. Some water on this. Then we got a scratch. We're gonna get some of this on her. And here we go. We're gonna set some more right on this side. So you see I'm getting like a nice layering happening here? Like I'm actually a huge fan of how that's looking right now. We have this one here. Maybe we cut this one in half actually. This one is one we cut in half, so watch what we're gonna do here. So we gotta get my little guillotine. My guillotine. Okay. Yes, I like how this is looking. So do you see what we did here? Is we cut this one in half. And so that way we can lean it more flat onto the vessel, so we can create an even deeper illusion of depth. You know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense? I think it makes sense. So, do you guys see? I mean, I'm really liking the depth. There's something that's really nice about the depth that I'm getting right now. But you can see that cut one in half there. Just really like the way that looks. Man, I'm excited about this one. I'm pretty excited. I gotta get a couple more of them up here, huh? We can decide which ones go on. I think right now I gotta start thinking about getting another little shelf of them going here. Yeah, like this right here. This is could be another little shelf of them. Or I could cut and lift up. You know, let's do it. We're not messing around. We're not messing around. Okay. Let me grab my knife tool here. I mean, you guys don't really know what I'm going to be doing here, but... And I feel like it's going to kind of screw it up a little bit. But I also think I really want to... I just really want to do it. You know what I mean? So... whatever. I'm just going to do what I want. I'm just going to do what I want. So we cut and we lifted this tab up, right? And so what did that do for us, really, is it gave us another platform to place some more of these mini vessels. So it does mean more we kind of have to hide later, but I think it gives it enough of like a really nice, cool depth that I'm not too worried about it, really. Pushing that on there. I'm pushing this on here too. There's one. Let's get our second little thing here also cruising. Okay. We might even do one in the middle. I think we do gotta do one in the middle. Ugh. More work. This is becoming more than what I expected it was going to be. That's what always happens, though. The work has to take you on a little bit of a ride, you know? But still, I really like what I can do with just a thrown, like a half, just a thrown vessel with no bottom. All of a sudden becomes like this whole little shelving unit on the side of the object here. You know, it's just, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. support underneath this all figured out. And then we can just start packing on the vessels here. Man, it's gonna be so cool. Okay. This one's gonna be a vibe. I like this. I think this is the best one of them so far. The flowers was kind of good just a second ago. I like that one that we did earlier. But these little the mini vessel panel, I think is a fave of mine right now. This is such a cool idea, looking great. Thank you. We'll see, I'll let you guys face it here. Yeah. Right. And so I'm going to be setting some more of these little mini guys up here. Maybe I'll do like one more here. Get my little mini cup too. Or just a couple more. I have a little cup. I don't even know if we like this one. Maybe that goes down there. Let me do these, just two small ones. A cup. Do the cup here. I think we gotta make a little handle for the cup though. Right? this little tool here. I've been trying to find pottery course or session near me, but they're so expensive. I gotta keep searching. I'd love to try it out. Yeah, I feel like a lot of those, like anything pottery related now, is like so expensive. People realize that. I think it's kind of like, I think pottery is trending right now a little bit, right? And so I think that a lot of people realize that, and so they're trying to capitalize off of it by making expensive classes, you know. All right. We gotta do. Maybe we cut this one. I kind of like. All right, let's grab the guillotine again. Try that, thanks. Wait, some smaller shops don't even, a third of the price in the city. You can have a look on maps, don't search for classes, search for open shops. Interesting, yeah, wow, I didn't even know that. Oh no, I kind of screwed that up a little bit. Darn it. It's okay. We're putting ones in front of it, so really it's, at the end of the day, it's really okay. But I just wanted to kind of have it really clean. Oh no, bro. Okay, whatever. Are you talking about a private lesson? At a bougie place, I think it's like 90 or 60 an hour, and the other one is like, I don't know, like 40 for just an hour for just like a thing. No, open lesson, maybe 4 people. I think one of the classes, like I teach a workshop and it's 2 classes, it's like 170 something. You know, it's pretty expensive. Like I imagine like a little workshop would be like $30 or something. That's for the class. That's for the class, like all together. You know, the only time they do hourly things, I think, is when I get paid. You know, but I think like the actual, they just do it by class. But the private lessons thing is probably the closest I could get to what that is. You know, I don't really look at that stuff too much, but it's really expensive though. Like if I wasn't teaching, and I didn't have like this little studio space, I don't even know what I would do. Like I don't think it'd be, I don't think I could do it financially. So I think it tends to have a lot more like older individuals taking classes. There's been 4 2-hour-long sessions for a couple hundred, yeah. Alright. I like the idea that it's about to fall. Like this kind of seems cool to me. I'll do that. We'll just set this on here just to hold this up for a little bit as that dries. And we gotta do like a cut one, right? I would just try to find a friend who is like really into it, and then just kind of mooch off of your friend. Be like, yo, I heard you got a studio. Can I like work in there once a week? I feel like that's a good. Probably no. Too. Yeah, I would say that I would totally just ask your friend. I don't know, like that's something that I wish. Like, I don't have that many pals, near me that I think like to just kind of chill and make together. I feel like how cool would it be if I just had like a random person here too, like just making stuff. I think it'd just make the content better, and I actually think it'd be pretty entertaining. But okay. Alrighty, so I think we got pretty much all of them on there now, you know. I'm really liking it. Wheel? Wheel? Oh, I forgot to even turn that on. That's crazy. I've just kept the same thing on this whole time then, huh? Okay, wait, these are getting close to being ready to, the handles are. Let's speed up a little bit here. Alright. Desk. So we got our handles over here, right? So I'll be getting these things done in a second here. And they're going to be on the outside of they're essentially frames. But before I do that, I think I got to add the rest of the squiggles to this one. So, wheel. Alright. Zoom. Mountain. Again, we're adding like almost like a grass to this. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we just leave that one. Did he show how the bases get made? These base things? No, I haven't I can't do those here because I don't have the tools to do it. I do that at I make them where I work. There's a extruder and a slab roller, but you could just do rolling pin and everything if you wanted, but that stuff takes a long time, so I don't do that. It's just like a big slab, so a slab of clay that I roll out, and then I have extruded tubes that connect everything together here, you know. That's really, they're a lot simpler than what you may think, you know. They're really a lot simpler than what you may think. You have a slab roller. Is it hollow? Yeah, this is a sheet, so it's a sheet, but then the extruded tubes here, those are hollow. So they're like square tubes that have a hollow circle interior. So you extrude those, and then I attach them to this panel, right? When you do it though, you gotta make sure you slow dry these things, because if not, they're just gonna try to warp like a Pringle chip, you know? But yeah. I like the thickness of it, I think. That's why I do these mostly. That's my opinion on it. I like the way that it just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't look thin and breakable. It looks like I chuck this at something, and the thing that I chuck it at is going to break, not the piece, you know? Yeah, so they're hollow on the inside. Think of it exactly like a stretcher for a, exactly like a stretcher for a canvas. Sorry, I got focused here. Huge chunk of clay. No, they would probably break if I did that, and then they'd be too heavy to hang on the wall. Then since they're hollow, you can drill a hole through these, and then you can just put 2 screws on the wall, and just this sets right on top of it. Also, if I wanted to, oh, that's something I forgot to do on those ones. Okay, well, I gotta revisit some of the other ones I did, just because I just remembered something. Anyway, where was I at? Again, you know, it has the illusion of being thick. They're hollow, so they're a little bit lighter that way. They look like paintings a little bit more, like the process of having a stretcher, and I kind of like that. There's something that I think is cool about, you know, I don't like painting, but the thing I like about it is, I know it's kind of a funny statement, but the thing I like about it is that there's prep for what they're working on, right? I think like when you're doing ceramics, right, your prep is to the material, not to the surface that the material is being applied onto, right? I feel like there's a different kind of consideration, and I kind of like that, right? You have a finite space where and like a platform to work from. It's like a linear just coming out at you. Or when you're on a wheel, it's like this almost dome, sphere-like process. Where this is more of like a box coming straight up at you. You're like locked in, but you can activate the vertical space a little bit more. So, I mean, I just really like the process of what painters do, prepping their canvas. Anyway, so I like some of these on the bottom here. I think I gotta do one noodly guy coming out here like this. Composition. How big can you make a slab of this clay before it cracks during firing? You could probably make it as big as you can possibly make it. It's all about how it's going to fit in the kiln, how you're going to move it, and how it's being dried. That's really going to influence if it's going to crack or not, right? And you can't pit it. It has to heat up evenly and slow, because if it heats up too fast, you're going to have one side that's really hot over here and one side that's not. That's how you're going to get your cracking and breaking, So you have to be more patient with the larger that you go. And the larger you go, I would recommend you go at a lower temperature too, right? Like this one, I'd give it a 50-50 chance if it's going to come out at a cone 10 temperature, right? I would say that this one's probably going to want to break and warp way more, right? But at cone 1, I'd say I'd give it a 100% chance. This is going to do fine as long as I dry it even, right? That big one that I did earlier, that's another 50-50, but even at 1, I'd still give it a 50-50, right? So every single one of them kind of has a different chance, I feel like, of breaking. And I've been experimenting too with what I do on the back, right? I found if you put another crossbar, sometimes it can help, but sometimes it prevents it from warping. Sometimes you want it to warp on this planar surface because warping is making it move instead of breaking, right? So sometimes warping is desirable. I know that sounds kind of silly, but it is true. It is true, my friends. Okie dokie, I like this noodle here. This. Really good. How is the composition of a painting? Really good how it has the composition of painting but can break it and come outside of the frame. Yeah, I think so. I like that. And alright, so I'm gonna throw some shade at painting for a second. So sorry if you guys are really into painting, but I think that painting, like so many painters nowadays, use like the impasto, like thick paint, right? Like really, really thick and build on the surface, or they use like ready-made objects on the paintings. And I'll be honest, I've never liked that. Like when I see like a freaking gummy bear on the side of a painting, I shouldn't say that. There's somebody I know who does that, so maybe I gotta be more open-minded because I know somebody who does some stuff like that, and I like their paintings really, but I think it's no, maybe I gotta be more honest. You know, I think they do a good job, but I think most times when I see that stuff, I don't think it's. I'm not excited to look at it, right? And so I like when there's sort of, if you're doing that, if there's like a material purity that's happening, and I think that there's no better material to like get changes that come off the surface than clay, right? It still is homogenized by material, so it allows you to enter the piece a little bit easier. Sometimes when you have all these little ready-made objects, I think it blocks people from entering the piece when they don't understand certain symbols, you know? So I think there's a sort of very particular lens that you see that through. Like some dude that lives in, I don't know, freaking like rural part of Australia, let's say, dude. He's not gonna understand your like Clifford the big dead dog, Clifford the big dead dog, Clifford the big red dog reference in your thing, maybe, right? And so sometimes I think when you use really strong symbols like that, you block people from entering a piece, right? We gotta just start putting them on here. I love the squiggle one with the whistles. Yeah, that one is a good one. Again, that one I don't know how likely that one is to survive though. Actually, this is sick. I need to put that one down there. See, I feel like it's kind of nice if I was to have like multiples of these like next to each other, because then I could set these on the ones next to it and kind of just like look and create little micro structures before I even, you know, like it's almost like mixing a palette. Like this is a stroke, or this is think of this as like one color. If I attach these together over here and they become a unit, rather than attaching them on the piece right now, what if I attach them off the piece and I have time to kind of mule over what I want it to look like, right? I think it would just be way cooler. Actually, we're gonna kind of pop off with this one, guys. I think this one's gonna be a pop off. So hold on, let me get some spray and let me spray this down quick. Where's my spray gun? Oh, there you are. Showed your friends my shorts. Title full of squiggles. They thought it was weird, but they all had something good to say. Sounded encouraging. Marked on the setup. That's so funny. Yeah, the squiggles are a little bit weird. I gotta remember that, like, there's a ton of people who aren't really like, I think what I'm making is pretty like chill, right? But I guess if you recognize the wheel as like cups and bowls and stuff like that, I can see why it can look a little bit weird for sure. This one I feel like is gonna look less weird because there's vessels on this, right? Oh, dude, this thing is gonna be a vibe. I'm really thinking this one's gonna be desk. So we just are spraying these handles, you know? We gotta water the handles. They're getting a little bit dry on the edges. And usually we're not gonna use the edges, but you just wanna make sure you're keeping up with that stuff, because once they get too dry and they start cracking as you bend them, it's already over. That's why I didn't like the ones that I did last time, like the dragon and the sun. Closing. Wheel. So you guys can only see I'm gonna go like this. Come on, where's my paintbrush at? Are you kidding me? Where did I set that thing? I hate when I do stuff like this. Bruh. Bruh. Whatever. We're just gonna get a different brush then. You know what? If you wanna hide from me, I don't need you. I don't need you. I got another brush. Take your spot. Be crawling back to me soon enough. Watch. Alright. I feel like that's what's gonna have to happen here. Let's get a couple more of these out of this spot, and I can just start setting them over here. Let's see here. Ooh, dude. Yeah, I feel like I could stop with just this, right? But I have all these extra. I'm just gonna keep going and just fill out this top space here, right? I don't even know what it's gonna be. I was thinking initially just clouds, but I kind of like activating this vessel, right? But we'll see. If you cut the squiggle the long side, it might look like it's half in the tile. Oh yeah, I could do that too. That's another, I didn't even think about that. Like cutting these little squiggles. But I like when it starts playing with depth. Like if I have this inside of here, you know? Like I know you guys can't really tell, but it's literally inside of this vessel. That's like here, right? Do you see how it's like coming out of the vessel? So I really like the way that they play with each other. Like they literally are saying like, okay, well here's this one's embedded in the tile. So there's like a plane that is the tile. There's a plane that's above the tile. Then I made this, and so there's a plane above a tile, right? And so there's all these like planes that I'm working with. Right now I got the background. I will count like this depth is a plane too. So this is one plane. Then right in the middle of this surface, that's 2. Then this one, so that's 3, right? Then this is 4. So I'm working on 4 areas of depth, right? And so the more that you can have those interact with each other, I think the better the piece is going to turn out too. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I kind of want to just get back to making more cups, guys. I know these are like kind of interesting though, but I don't know. They're just not really exciting for me to make. I just don't have the patience to do work like this. Okay. So now we have this one long one. So it's cool because do you see how these close in? Close in? Alright, so do you see how these you can tell where it breaks right there, but do you see how it's the same it's a similar pattern though? And so it feels like one motion, right? So that's why you should like learn when you see the squiggles. There's different patterns of squiggles that I make that I know I can repeat, and so I use those as, and so this becomes an extension, which is kind of cool, right? So maybe once a week. Yeah, I think right now I kind of just want to get, I might not make as much for a little bit because I gotta glaze a bunch of things. So I think after this I'm gonna just be posting my glazed videos for a while until I get done with those and I finish all my glazing that I gotta get done. So that's my plan for the foreseeable future. Actually, I think something like this would go kind of hard though. Yeah, that goes hard. Okay, hold on. I'll probably make more of these when I finish these ones. Like, let me just finish these ones and maybe I'll make more. I just feel like I got too much random BS right now that I gotta freaking figure out. That's why I wish if I had that kiln here. Oh my gosh. Be a freaking dream come true, yeah. Those could be really good horns, though. Okay, alright, let's focus. Are we making a dragon? Oh, shit. I think we're making a freaking dragon. Okay. Oh, dude, we gotta do a dragon. Oh, darn. I didn't want to have to do a dragon. But if you guys saw what I just saw, you just... The vision is coming to me. Oh yeah, if I had a kiln at home, I think like if I had a kiln and just like a place that had a lot of like storage area, like I would just literally go all in and just freaking just create, like, imagine, you know, believe it or not, like when I was in school, I used to work from like 10 to 12, you know, at night. 10 in the morning to 12 at night. Like I would do that like constantly. And sometimes I just wouldn't even eat food. You know, that was like, I can do that again, I feel like, you know? Like, so, but I just have all this other things. I didn't appreciate that time when I had it enough, I feel like. sponge. Alright, so here we go. I know it doesn't seem like a dragon yet, but it will. Oh shit, dragon incoming. I had to, I know. Water power provided. Yeah, I just wanted to, I want to be able to, like, I want to be able to do it, you know, and like fund it all myself, right? I feel like that's also an important part of like my little pottery journey here. I think it's healthy. I think it's gonna be healthy for me in the future to have those. Oh man, I remember when like I couldn't do that stuff, you know. So then when I can do that and I have the time to do that stuff, like I really appreciate it more, you know. That's kind of my. This thing is gonna be crazy looking. I hope I have enough big pieces left. I don't have any big. I don't have any big pieces. As they're talking about 420. This is half serious. I know you won't move. Oh, that's so funny. You know me too well already. Do you sell any of your work, or what do you do with excess pots? I just throw them in a corner somewhere right now. Oh, dude. To shovel, that's all I had to do was just to shovel shit. Just in the morning, shovel shit. At, you know, at 2 o'clock, start wheeling. You know, I feel like that'd be pretty epic, to be honest. Okay. Let's scratch this up. Come on. Camera A. Wheel. Mountain. Camera A. What is this one? Space. Space. There we go. we go. Oh no, the music is stopped. Alright, hold on one sec, I'll be back, guys. The music? Oh, because it's like that thing, if I don't move the mouse for a certain period of time, it will say, are you still listening? You know, and I'm just like, bruh. Come on. I know you know I'm still listening. Maybe I'll use two. Should I use handles to? Part of me wishes I would have just used this vessel. No, it's dumb. I don't know how I should do this. I don't have enough big planes. I think I gotta use handles. Ugh. That's a little annoying. Get better YouTube extension. What does it do? Is it like stop ads or something? Wonder how much clay is being dug out of the ground daily worldwide. I don't think there's enough. There's not enough. I feel like human civilization will end before we get to a point where, oh man, I feel like I'm gonna cut this one too. Ugh, I don't want to have to do that. I'm being so annoying to myself right now. Alright, hold on. I see what I gotta do. I gotta pull this side now though. The tonnage, oh, probably tons, you know. I was told by somebody who's in that industry and like knows a lot of people in that industry of just like mining like raw material, and what he said is that ceramics is a little blip on their radar when it comes to all the stuff that they use clay and glazed materials and all this other stuff for. Like supposedly it's not even close. Which I was thinking like ceramics has got to be at least like all the tile making and stuff, but I guess big industry uses it way more than what I thought. Okay. What else do you use clay for? Like I think there's a lot of material, like not just clay, but just like raw earth materials that we use in ceramics and like to mix clay and all sorts of stuff. Like there's in cement, in like brick making, in a lot of like electronic parts use like clay, like porcelain. You know, think of all the things that are in your house, you know, like your toilet, your sinks. It's just tons and tons of clay that you wouldn't even think about. Like I challenge you, next time you're walking around, look at all the things that are like the earth materials, like bricks on walls and stuff, or even like the like cement. These are all materials that we kind of dip into. Yeah, I guess I mean, it chemically changes. I know what you mean, like when it's like porcelain as a wear rather than as an actual clay. Um, Not clay, but materials that we pit in clay, right? Even like plaster, I would say, is within that industry. Okay. It is just like a mouth. Okay. Do we like these horns? I feel like they're just gonna break. Let's just remove them. That was a bad move with the horns here. Oh, wait, this is a rhinoceros horn. It's gonna have a horn, okay. That sounds cool to me. I'll put these back in here. I think I'm gonna do a couple hand-built things here now. And then if we need to, we'll come back to these. These would be actually good eyebrows. Don't you think so? Yeah. Alright, we'll do these as eyebrows. He sees. This is kind of funny. The small containers, yeah. Yeah, I really like how he's turning out. I think he's looking pretty cool, to be honest. Okay. Okay. Let's get cruising here. On your point from earlier about you not liking pasta much, if one thinks about it, the style of painting could be done since forever using your technique even, so there must be a reason it's not. Thinks about it. This style of painting could be done since forever. Oh, like you mean the way that I'm doing it right now? Yeah. I think you're right. So there must be a reason it's not. I don't know what you mean by that last thing. Like why people haven't done. I feel like there's probably been people who've done this sort of stuff before. There's no way that's gonna survive. Do we just rip them off? Yeah, I don't know. I guarantee you, it's hard to fire like stuff like this. So I can't imagine, you know, it'd be easy for like. It's probably easier for somebody to like make like egg tempera paint than it is to fire something like this, you know. The horns are so fragile. They're gonna break anyway. Why would I keep them? Leave them. Leave them. Done. Just stop. I just gotta stop. Okay. No, we don't. Take them off. And just take some more. Just have them be small. That way they don't break as easy. And then it sets it farther back. You're not activating too far forward. Okay. Okay. The pots on the cardboard are so cool. Pots on the cardboard. It's like a painting but shoots out at you. Man, that looks phenomenal. Oh, thank you. I was just wondering why pottery is ancient. I haven't spent much time looking at pottery, to be honest, so maybe. Why has this style no? Why did Leonardo not do this? I feel like there's gotta be, you know, there's some like caves in India that have like these huge, like, almost like carved out sculpture. I think any sort of relief sculpture like this is referencing that, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, that's my impression. leg. Gives a different feeling, more flow, I think. I think that's the thing about the wheel, right? Is the wheel is a sort of like a matrix, right? Not like the movie, but like a printmaking matrix, right? It's the source of all these parts. And so I feel like it really gives it a better kind of flowiness for that same reason, right? I don't like this one. We gotta do them again. Okay. That's okay. I've seen stone carving, seems pretty controlled. Yeah, I feel like it's very different. There's like when I meant like this is like flowy and there's like a matrix, like I would say that you can get something that's also flowy from just being really good at sculpting, right? But I think that the labor that goes into that is what makes those things so impressive, right? Like sometimes I think work that has like a looseness or um, like a flowiness to it, I feel like isn't even in the same realm as like the work that is very like designed almost, you know? I feel like it's two totally different um, working styles, you know? So I don't even know if we can compare them too much. Alright, I like that second toe actually quite a bit. Okay. You know, I think like throwing in ceramics is more like a sport, and then sculpting out of stone is more like playing chess, right? Like it's both like they're both like it's challenging, right? But one has to do with like quick. Um, I guess it depends on what if you're playing blitz in chess, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say is like one's about like split second flow, you know, like in like for example like American football, right? And then chess, in my opinion, is more about like this like tactical like foreseeing, right? Or like think of like somebody who's like really good at skateboarding, you know? They're like when they hit a crazy trick, they're like responding to what their body knows they can do in that moment, right? They're not like I don't think they're in their mind like at 45 degrees I'll hit this and then it will like allow me to spin at a rotation point about. They're just totally going off of feel. But that's my opinion on it. There's some instant feedback in rock carving too. Just because it's slower doesn't mean it needs flow, but all planned out beforehand, while pottery is more fluid. Should make a matrix pottery short where you slow it way down and talk about your thought process. We're back, guys. Like something, I know what you mean. I feel like that'd be kind of, but I actually like have like a bullet time, you know? I understand what you mean. Sherlock Holmes. That's funny. Yeah, he goes into the Pottery Mind Palace. That'd be so funny, and I use like the Dragon Ball Z like hyperbolic time chamber as like the quick cut, you know, like it's like a blink of that pops in, and I pretend like I'm in it, and I could put like one of the like a background from that, so and then just have myself in front of it. Does that make sense? Just use my green screen to like place me there. I feel like that's, you guys come up with all these cool ideas, you know. Okay. So this has, I'm gonna have it way, its arm coming way down, you know? Just see how this arm is coming way down here? You really like this? The frame? Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'm glad you guys like this, these ones, you know? I think these are, they're pretty cool, you know? I think, like, in an ideal world, like, if I ever made money from making this stuff, I would just, like, spend a whole lot of time just, like, making weird stuff all the time. Could you imagine, like, I get to sell these things, yo? Make some bones. A couple bones. But it's okay. that. You guys can see the arm there. You guys, I wish you guys can't really see it from my perspective, you know, so at the end I'm so excited to show you guys because it really, what you're seeing on the screen isn't really a good representation of what I'm seeing, you know. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I wanted to give it like a shoulder almost, that, and I'll do it the same on this side too. I like that, okay. Nice music. Reminds me of Boards of Canada. Yeah, I don't even know. I think it's this kind of music, at least how I know it is called dungeon synth, right? It gives me like fantasy, like storybook music playlist, right? Like this is what I imagine was going on in my head when I was reading like a fantasy book as a kid. You know, it has that sort of like quality, which I think is kind of cool. Do one more. So it looks like the shoulder's kind of like creeping up the guy. Okay, I think we're ready, guys. You guys want to see it? Okay. Alright, hold on. Come on. Okay. Here we go. Right. So we have that little dragon on the top there. Isn't this cool? So you can see I have all these pots here, and then one of the pots has this little like squiggle that becomes this like dragon like. I don't even know if it should go out more, in more. In it looks a little bit better. Looks more like a demon than a dragon. but then I use like a handle split in half to make the nose, the nostrils, and using the squiggles as teeth, right? And then you can see the two arms, like one of the arms, they almost look like it's like cloud, and these are like some lightning reaching down, but this is a hand. I know that one doesn't really look like a hand. And then you have this one down here that's like grasping onto this like flower that's growing from the bottom, right? And then one of the pots fell into the flower. One is like teetering on the edge of falling. Do you see how that one has like a lot of tension there? And so I really like the way that some of these look. You know, even all this stuff underneath, look how much depth and shadow that gives. And again, that's just like a vessel. That's like a vessel we squashed down, right? And then we created little handles on top for these little panels there. But anyway, guys, I really like these. You know, if you want to see what the back looks like of these too, you kind of see that back. But anyway. Cool, right? I think it's a vibe for sure. I think it's a vibe for sure. Adds so much. Yeah, the squiggles. Yeah, because I'm using the squiggles on the top in an intentional way, and then the squiggles on the bottom are becoming more like a floral background texture. I'm using them as a texture. Where up here I'm using them as like a form. Like, I think it's pretty cool. I like that too. Like, and they don't look like they're blending in a weird way. You know, they make sense when I see them. I think really that's what it's about. I like this thing, dude. Man, I like this thing. I'll make more of these. I have to, I feel like. I didn't want to, but after you have an experience, I feel like how I do now about this thing, I'm pretty sold that I gotta do another one. It's so irritating though. It's never ending. It's never ending. Okay. Let's get this guy out of the way here. Alright, we're gonna bring the first dude back over. And we're gonna make the frame, and then we're gonna call this done. And then we gotta start the drying process on all these. Okay, so let's put the rest of these away. This half vessel can go. Oh, I found my brush. I found the small brush. He came back to me, yo. That guy was so annoying. I can't believe he ran away for that long. Oh, I can't believe it. Hang it in the shop. Yeah, maybe. I mean, these are just concrete walls, so I feel like I shouldn't do that, but we'll see. I may be compelled to do something really random. How? I feel like I just gotta bring this in. It's at its like limit now, I feel like. Alright, let's do these handles. These handles are actually going to take a while, too. Ugh. Shoot. We made the handles today. We got to fit them on today. What time is it? I'm still cruising. I'm getting a little hungry though. What's this one? Top camera? Oh. Well, you didn't see this one? This is the one from earlier. The flower. It's really simple, you know, but incredible work. Really enjoyed watching. Thanks, 31 Legs. I appreciate it. Alrighty. So we gotta do the handles now, so that's gonna be a little annoying, but you know what, these are actually okay. Alrighty. I don't know how you could ever sell anything like this. Too cool. Well, I don't sell them, so that's why. I can one day though, it'd be cool. I'd like these to be gallery pieces though, you know. That's a compliment, so thank you. What did you grieve more over, the mug or the keyboard? Wait, what do you mean? I have a mug that fell off and I spilled coffee all over my keyboard. Oh, I see what you're talking about. That's funny. Yep. I feel like that stuff always happens to me too. But it's okay. I feel like what happens if I had to get a new mug, then I remember the old mug because it's the replacement of the old mug, right? So it's still, it like lives on in the memory of the object, even though it's not the same object, right? Or it should go in the loo, wherever it's spelled. Isn't the loo the toilet? I know what you mean, the museum. But yeah, I don't know if my stuff is really. I don't think it'd be cool, but I don't think that's even where I would like my work to be. I want my work to just be by itself somewhere. Like, I don't want it to be like in a museum like that. Like, I want or unless it's like a solo thing, like a solo show. Like, I wouldn't want my stuff next to somebody else's. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That looks cool. I like that. I like that. All right, get this. What are you guys talking about? Pottery Demon exhibit. First place. I don't even. You guys were talking. I couldn't catch up with what you guys were saying. But the bridge and put it under. Be like a wall. Cave. Oh, like a bridge. Like underneath a bridge. Like a totally. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. It needs to be secluded, like or on the interior of a silo, like on the outside of a silo. You'd like walk into the silo and you look up, and the whole interior is like a shell of all these objects, right? And you'd be like, what the heck did I just find, right? Or you're in the middle of the woods and you go like underneath like a willow tree or something, kind of like closed off. I think that would be crazy. Like a place where you're alone for a second, like the woods sometimes doesn't feel alone, but there's like rooms in the woods, you know what I mean? Alrighty. If you had your work in the gallery, would you use your real name? No, I want to use like some weird alias. His real name is Pottery Demon. Imagine. Self-fulfilling prophecy. There's a lady who was taking a pottery class. Her last name was Potter, which I thought was funny. Um, his parents knew what he would become. Dome lost my biggest flex would be saying, "You made the silo." I know, right? I made this vessel. You're standing in. I see what you mean. Like literally, the silo is a vessel. That's crazy. That would be kind of like that's like fourth wall or like meta thinking. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Alright, scratchy scratches. Some slippery hair. Scratchy scratches. Okay. I didn't want to have to roll it that far over, but I had to. Alright, that's okay. I really like how that frame's turning out. You see how this is? I gotta do something weird on the bottom though to make this one work. I made this vessel you're standing in. Make a pottery chair for people to find, and if it breaks, just like another art piece. Darn, that would break so quickly. Maybe. It depends on how you made it. I believe in it would be indestructible. Yeah, I actually have done a project like that. I made like a little dock in the middle of the woods one time. It's really, I spent a lot of time on it. It was really about labor, you know, like the whole piece, like it's just literally a dock made out of pallets, but the labor to bring the stuff there and to walk through, like make that space, that was really what it's about, like making a space, right? The lawyer would literally have to play devil's advocate representing Pottery Demon. That's hilarious. You guys, I'm telling you guys got all the jokes, dude. You guys got all these jokes. Space? I think we are in space. Mountain. 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 Camera A. I guess that was mountain. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Alrighty. Yeah, it might be a little bit too twisty, but we're sending it. We're not stopping there, you know. Alrighty. We're actually doing this pretty cool. How long have we been streaming for? Oh, 3 hours and 30 minutes. It's gonna take so long to edit. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like, especially when I'm not doing there's not a whole lot of interesting, like, minute-long clips that I'm doing here, right? Other than, like, maybe the beginning and end, or some, like, moment of connecting. Alright. Here we go. Bring this back. Okay. Here we go, guys. Creating this little... Alright. Here, or at least place and put in your art there would make great content. Yeah, I think I have some images of that place, like that I took like time lapses, and that's what I was gonna have. I have like some of my videos from really early on in that space, and I just like green screen myself there so I could throw there. Dude. Okay. I like what happened there. Well, we can attach this one on. Alright, here we go. So you guys can see I did this like double circle flip up there. Message about places got removed? I don't know. Did you misspell something? I thought it was... I'm the Pottery, D-O-double-G. I feel like he could probably... That'd be a funny rap. Pottery rapper name. Pottery dog. Or even just a name, Pottery dog. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I actually wish I would have, like... Use this more as like a handle. Yeah, that's way better. Then I could literally I would never carry them like that though. Thinking about it, I don't even know why I want functional handle on the side of this. I would never carry it from that. It's a fake handle. The handle's lying. Don't trust handles, guys. They're out to get you. Pottery rap. You will upload the stream. Will you upload the stream? Every stream is uploaded, I think. Just on the I don't have a website, just my YouTube. And my Instagram, I guess, but the Instagram gets like the edited stuff where the YouTube kind of gets everything in the shorts, you know, like all the clips. I view like the YouTube is like, this is more of like a journal with everything, right? Where the Instagram is kind of like what you'd show people, you know? Like if you, like, is like the breadth of work, right? The breadth. Do you know what I'm talking about, that word? Breadth. Like the variety. Yeah, we're vibing with that for real. Oh, dude, we're getting close. On the dragon one, I don't even know if I want a border. I think the borders look good, but I just have a feeling a lot of the borders are going to break. And I kind of just like, if I leave it as is, I think it would, that's enough. No, maybe I should. I don't know, man. We have 3 of them that do have it, so maybe we just leave that one without it. It's already pretty busy. I think if I add the frame, it's going to be like too much. Oh, man, I don't know. It's a map with people posting nice stuff, but it's a bit like geocaching, but with awesome places. Wow. Geocaching? I still don't even know what that stuff is. I know it's like you leave like a little puzzle for people. Right? do you guys think? Do we do frame or no frame on the dragon one? No frame? Let the dragon be the frame? Okay, I'll just let it be the frame. I feel like Europe is like probably really cool with all the geocaching stuff because there's just like a longer history there. I think we gotta make a bottom of the frame though still. It feels oddly off balance without a bottom frame, I feel like. Alright, well, you know what? What's in here? Oh, there's a bunch of handles in here. Okay, well, we can get rid of all these small little handles here. Alrighty. Okay, let's set these on the side here. We have some handles here. You guys aren't gonna be able to see what I'm gonna be doing here for a little bit, so just hang tight. Maybe I can take a peek at what you guys are talking about though. This is really cool. Sorry. Found a really good lost place. Can't wait to see. It's somewhat symmetrical. It might be too busy otherwise. Yeah, I think I try to make the frames a little bit symmetrical, but it's not like totally symmetrical. I kind of like to let the handle respond to itself first, and then like what it's allowing me to do, and then I kind of take over, and then I try to make them symmetrical. I mean, you know. Okay. I still need a couple of these handles, so maybe I just keep going for right now. Maybe it's just one long cap of a handle on the bottom. Like just something like this, you know? Could you glaze these? Yeah, I can glaze them. These ones, this one I can glaze. The big one I probably would terracige. That's why I've been making that terracigelata. I was cooking up some clay, like literally in a vessel. I was boiling off some of the water. I made terracige, so I have a bunch of it. So that's what I'm gonna do on the big ones is I'm going to tear sidge them. Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy the glazed ones a little bit more than the sidged ones, but I think the sidged ones will be, like, probably people will like those ones more. That's my assumption. Alright, here we go. Right on the bottom. Okay. Oh yeah, I think this one's pretty cool. There's like an odd symmetry about it. You see how like there's definitely parts that aren't symmetrical, but there's parts that are, and I think it's just enough to make it feel kind of cool, right? So it's just a couple of like a flower and like a little like twigs or something next to it, or like other flowers. Like this is like a bud that like is drooping down because the weight of it, right? And this one has like a second growth coming off of it, so it's like growing two parts, and there's like a little sapling, you know. I like how it's flat. Yeah, this one's way more flat than the other one too. So, alright guys, that's kind of that's the day then. You know, I'm not gonna do the frame on the dragon, so I think it's a good choice not to do the frame on it. I think I shouldn't do the frame. And plus I've done the frame the same way 3 times. You know, I always go at it the same way. I think if I'm gonna do the frame, there's already enough that's super different about the dragon, like, panel, that I'm not even gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna leave it alone. You can see how the handles start too here, guys. Do you guys want to see? Like these big long handles that I cut up to make the frames. Alright guys. We got a bin full of handles. We're gonna get rid of the bin full of this stuff. And both these will be containers to hold the objects here. Okay. Wheel. I guys can't see the change. Oh well. I'll do this one here. The nice thing about these bins too is that they're perfectly long enough to fit one of my bats in it. So then I don't have to like move them off the bat. I can just keep them on the bat from this point on. It makes it so much easier to move these around. We'll let those sit for a day in the boxes. The key with these is really dry them slow. Alright guys, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them are done now. Holy smokes. We got one more, but I think that's just going to be the chessboard. So, and then after that we're going to move them, and so hopefully they don't break. I know just like 1 or 2 of them is going to break just in moving it. I just feel the energy. Man, the music is getting creepy. Get it, we get it, we get it. It's gonna be creepy music today. You know, to get 2 of those done in like almost 4 hours now, coming up on 4 hours, you know, that's pretty good from start to finish, right? We did have 2 days of making parts though, so I think that definitely helps. Man, I'm telling you, parts are the way to go. Always make parts. Parts allow you to have a library or like a little lexicon, or like think of like you're like doing what is it called? Think of you're doing like you're a wizard or a warlock and you have a tome, right? And you have a certain amount of spells in your tome, right? And you can choose and pick your spells, your loadout, right? It's like being prepared, or like you're playing Skyrim and you're about to die, so then you like go into your menu and you have like health potions out the wazoo. Ka-chow. Stop. Ka-chow. Good evening, chili dogs. Camera A. Camera A. Camera A. I think this is camera A. Seems like that is true. But thank you guys for watching today. Pretty cool. We finished two panels. I got taunted by the dragons again. You're the dragons. You know, they just keep coming at me. We did one flower and we kept it really simple, and I think that one's going to turn out pretty nice. They've just been getting better, you know, so that's how I know the idea hasn't been exhausted yet. They just keep improving. They keep changing. You know, whenever something becomes stagnant and you don't see change in the work, I feel it's my opinion, I feel like you're doing something wrong. You gotta see change, you gotta see development, you gotta have discovery, you know, within the work. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the best and strong mentality. Ka-chow.